Hello, tile friends. Welcome back to another episode of Tile Money, the podcast where we discuss the business of tile. My name is Luke Miller, your host. I am a licensed tile contractor here in the state of California. This episode of Tile Money is brought to you by the National Tile Contractors Association and is sponsored by Laticrete International. Now today I have an interview for you, and this is an interview with a few of the team members of the Details Tile and Remodeling shop. They're a retail showroom out of close to Dallas, Texas. I sat down with the owner, Jeff, and Angie and Patricia, and I'm glad I did. They had a lot to offer, and I know you're going to really enjoy this episode. And after the episode, friends, we've got another Tile Money tip with Ron Nash from Laticrete, and we're discussing buyer tactics. We're talking about negotiation skills here, friends. And if you haven't listened to the opening part of 7, you can go back and listen to the Justin Harcombe interview where we discussed 7A and we talked about buyer tactics. Now we're going to be getting into 7B and we're going to be talking about seller tactics. So enjoy that tip, friends, and enjoy this episode. I know you're going to enjoy it, especially if you're looking to open a showroom, a retail showroom, tile showroom. So until next time, friends, stay profitable out there and have a great week.
All right, tile friends. Today I'm sitting down here at Coverings with the Details Remodeling crew. Thank you for joining me. I've got a few questions. We want to dive into your business. I know you're out of Texas. First of all, why don't we start with Tricia? Can you introduce yourself to the audience? Let us know what your role is within the company.
My name is Patricia. I'm currently the sales manager at Details Tile. And my role basically is I deal with our surplus side. We get a lot of surplus items and I sell them for us. And listing on our Facebook Marketplace, 5 Mile, the WhatsApp. We have several sites on Facebook that we actually use, our own personal ones, our Details Tile. And that's basically the role that I do. Nice. On top of, I also help them with showroom consulting. I have a couple of projects that I handle, not as much as, Angie does, but I have a couple of small ones that I handle.
Nice. So you're wearing a few hats.
Keeps
you busy. Good.
We all do.
Angie. Angie, I've been enjoying talking to you on Instagram. I guess you're taking over that, or
yes. Jeff and I handle all of our social media postings, and so it's been really fun getting to meet you and everyone else that we follow on social media. It's really fun to put a face to the people behind all of these awesome pages.
Yeah.
So
and what other roles do you play?
So I am one of the project coordinators at Details Tile, and I run the showroom and I do in-house designing.
Okay.
So anytime our clients come in and they need some guidance on designing their bathroom or their kitchen, we go ahead and design that from tile to paint. Of course, from the beginning to the end, the type of grout we use, colors, all of that good stuff. So,
that's great.
Yeah,
What's your newest accomplishment?
I actually got my certification for interior designer.
Nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And I'm the owner, Jeff Curran. Started the business 16 years ago. I started from the ground, tiling, showers, backsplashes, and just learned my way up to being the owner and still working. I still enjoy getting my hands dirty 2 to 3 days a week. Running estimates. I run all the estimates. I write all the estimates. I write all the invoices.
Nice. So that's a lot of hats as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the fact that you're still in there hands-on, that just adds to the integrity of the business, I'm sure. I normally ask everybody what their hobbies are, but being that you come from a group, I want to ask, what kind of stuff do you as a group do as a company? Any company gatherings to build morale kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have an annual Christmas party. we have it catered and give away small gifts. We also, Angie sets up different kinds of parties. She sets up, like, what else have we done?
We've done National Pizza Day. We've done a couple events at our showroom, from just like client appreciation days. And then, of course, we try to go to as much shows like this together. We were just in Las Vegas for KBIZ. And, of course, anything local, we try to do as a group. And then the good thing is that we're all friends outside of work, too. So we always get to hang out and text. And
that's really cool.
Yes.
That's really good. That builds morale.
Yes.
How do these shows, how are they paying off? Because I know it's an investment to get here, on Jeff's part. It's an investment in time, and also you're taking time away from, I know you're handling work, right? I see that, and I am too. Everybody who's a contractor is. So how is this paying off for you, Jeff, as a business owner?
Well, literally, the more educated you are as a team, the more you can be, helping your clients, finding new clients. We take lots of pictures at these shows, and we bring everything back to Dallas, and we like to show a lot of our team members, designers that we work with. We share that information with them. Even while we're at the show, we're constantly messaging them, hey, this is new, check this out, you like this? Getting feedback from designers, and designers are some of our biggest clients.
That's smart. Yeah, if they couldn't make it, you're letting them know what's here. And do you like this before you buy it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. That's smart. What obstacles do you have as a team?
Obstacles. Well, we try to stay out of each other's way. I mean, that's the main thing. Is there's lots of different problems every day, and we just have to find a solution as a team. And, the ladies are great. We have one other lady in the office who couldn't make it. She was sick.
Maria.
Maria's awesome. She's been here the longest, and she's really the backbone of the office. But just answering clients, never letting them sit without an answer. Hey, we'll get back to you. That's the main.
Even if it's a bad answer.
A bad answer?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't give them the response they're looking for, but I've found that as long as you respond to them, then they're a little bit better. Their feathers are not as ruffled. I understand what you're going through. We're going to help you. We're going to fix it. That's a lot of time. Right. Yeah. That's all they want to hear. Don't, they're texting me, and ignore them.
Scheduling is the main conflict as far as that. When you do so many different things and you have so many subcontractors, every GC knows that it's really difficult, negotiating the guys, having one in front of the other, and making sure that it all flows and there's no dead days in the house where nothing happens.
Yeah. That's really important. So you were saying you have a lot of subcontractors, or you have a lot of contractors come in, but you also have an in-house installation team throughout the year.
Yes, absolutely. We keep different groups of subcontractors ready to go. They work for us consistently. And as far as in-house, the guys are great. We have a demo team, we have installation team, and basically a cleanup team. And they come in and make sure the site is clean at the end, and make sure everything is done, and make sure the customer's happy.
So how do you get people in the door, in the showroom door? How are you marketing your business, advertising? Are you paying for ads? Is it social media? Is it word of mouth?
Word of mouth and social media.
It's a lot of social media and a lot of word of mouth. I think while we've been here, we've received a couple messages saying, hey, I saw your Instagram post. We're at Coverings too.
Nice.
Of course, just word of mouth is our clients. When your client is happy, they want to tell their friends. And so we receive a lot of that. We have a lot of really good relationship with designers and realtors, agents in Dallas and the Dallas area. So we get a lot of referrals. So it really is, word of mouth. We're so blessed to be able to make really good connections.
I heard a recent podcast you did where you were talking about building relationships with you and Ron Nash. And, that's key, is building a relationship with somebody. And we have several contractors, GCs, and designers that's what we do, is build relationships, long-term relationships with them, and keep that business consistent.
And how do you sell the value of your products and your installations to your customers? Is that a struggle for you, or?
No.
Not so much?
I don't think so. I think they see the value because we're educated.
Okay.
We don't come in, we don't write one number on the paper and tell them, here's your bid. You know, we break everything down. We tell them what they're paying for, and we show them what they're paying for.
Yeah.
We try to be as detailed as possible with our clients, and it goes down to the details of even, you know, when someone comes in for us to design their backsplash, and we talk about Schluter, what Schluter profile do you want? And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And so when you're in their home, you point it out, and you're like, you can have this grout line, which is fine if that's what you want, or you can have this awesome trim piece. And so people are like, I've never thought about that. And it's just such a small thing, but it's a detailed part that, you know, it helps. So I think that it's huge to just we try to give our clients as much detail as possible.
I like that. I like that a lot. Are you guys, do you do any sort of, do you keep in contact with past clienteles through emails or mailers?
The good ones.
The good ones? Yeah, the ones you want to work with.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good answer.
Yes.
Well, Facebook, I mean, that's, you know, we have literally thousands of friends on Facebook, so they're constantly seeing what we do.
Yeah.
They're, you know, and we're open to helping them solve problems.
Yeah.
Whether it's something that we were not involved in, they hired somebody else, it was an existing problem. A lot of times people buy new houses and they have problems coming in.
Okay.
And that's, you know, when they move from one house to the next, that's our job, is to come in and help them.
Solve their problem.
With real estate agents, it's inspection reports. With designers, it's new projects. It's putting budgets together, just general budgets.
What advice would you give your younger self, Jeff? And I mean, from the business side, like, I'm sure there's a lot of my audience who would like to grow and open a showroom. Did you make any big mistakes that you wish, you know, maybe you want to tell my audience? I could have done this better, or could have focused here, or maybe I didn't have to focus on that.
I threw away lots of surplus stuff for maybe 10 years, and I realized that this is all good stuff, and if we market it right, we can use it, and that brings more businesses.
Okay.
When people come in and they find, okay, you've demoed out these cabinets, and they're not in great shape, but somebody can use them.
Okay.
And we've brought in several clients just this year that hired us for other projects in their house just off the surplus materials.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I think for maybe 10 years we just threw it away.
That's a gold nugget right there. I like that. You know, you help them out, and as they grow, as their family grows, as their business or, you know, profession, income grows, they're going to come back. Maybe it's 10 years. So what? I mean, that's value right there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, did I miss anything? I want to thank you guys so much. I know this is busy. We've all got a lot of appointments. Thank you for taking the time to sit down. I know my audience is going to... You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's great. I mean, we follow you on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
And we share your posts. I mean, that's key is helping other people. And people want to help you. I mean, we bring each other up together. I think it's important to be educated. That's the main thing, is know your stuff.
Well, speaking of that, do you have any favorite business books or mentors or?
You should have worn your shoes today.
Well, obviously Gary Vee, he puts a lot of great information out there as far as positivity. You know, the TCNA handbook, that's key as far as tile installation.
Huge.
You know, reading that book.
And speaking of the education and implementing all this, you were going to share something with me, and I apologize. As far as the employee.
Well, we put together a protocol for the employees. I mean, as far as how to, the processes, and, you know.
So that just keeps everything flowing?
It keeps from skipping steps.
Okay.
And a lot of times when you skip steps, like forgetting to collect a deposit or collecting a signature, I mean, those are key things.
Yeah.
And that can, like, the project can go smooth, and then you get to the end, and, well, you didn't have the signature. And now you're in an argument. You know, anything and everything can happen in remodeling. I mean, we put protocol together for the subcontractors and the office.
Checks and balances.
And we try to work with the subcontractors because everybody has to eat. I mean, that's the goal of this. We're all here to make money. But helping each other and making sure that each team member helps each team member. It's a team effort. Everything is a team effort, and the job runs smooth whenever everybody works as a team.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that, Jeff, because those checks and balances, and if you can reduce your hours, if you can reduce 2 or 3 hours a week, that adds up.
Or a trip.
Or a whole trip, right? One trip for 10 minutes there. I mean, why do it? You can avoid it. So. Well, thank you all again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of coverings.
Thank you.
All right, tile friends, did you enjoy that interview with the Details Remodeling crew? I really enjoyed getting to know Jeff, Patricia, and Angie. Their energy amongst them was so good. It was obvious that they spent a lot of time together as a team. And it's obvious that this time they spend together and the activities that they do really aids to the building and the growth of the company. So kudos to you, Jeff, for setting the example and taking the lead in your business. And it's obvious to me that, these investments that you're making are paying off. It was no doubt an investment, but I appreciate you sharing that you do see a return on the investment, and it's the education that you're after for all the team members. And I also appreciated, friends, how Jeff has processes in place written down for his employees, as well as even the team members, the contractors that work with him. And this helps to avoid costly little mistakes over the years. So thank you again, all of you, for taking the time and getting to know me and sharing, opening up. I really appreciate it. So now we've got another Tile Money tip with Ron Nash. And this is, we're kind of jumping in the middle of tip 7. This is 7B, where we talk about seller tactics. And 7A, we talked about buyer tactics. So for negotiating sales, and now we're going to get into the seller tactics. And we talk about a few different neat things here. Look out for changing the nature of the deal, and what that means, expanding the pie, as well as anchoring a price. And all these things can help us as tile contractors. So friends, enjoy this Tile Money tip, and I'll see you on the interwebs.
Let's go back to the TV scenario for my next tactic, okay? When was this last on sale? This is a great tactic. So think about that huge TV, beautiful TV, 90 inches. Yeah. It's LED. It's got everything you want. Yeah. Okay. Every Labor Day, every Best Buy in the land has a sale.
Right.
Well, let's say you didn't have the money until, later on in the summer.
Yeah.
A tactic that you can use as a buyer is you could go back and say, hey, Joe, when was the last time this thing was on sale? Oh, we had this killer deal over Labor Day. Do you think I can get that same deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
And these are things I'm telling you, you would not believe. You would not believe how history of pricing can save you money. And when you buy anything big ticket, cars, when you buy any big ticket electronic, when you buy anything like that, you can definitely save a lot of money.
That's really interesting. I've never thought of that, but it makes a lot of sense. Do you think this would be good for like a vehicle, for instance? Like say, well, last year this vehicle was only, because vehicles go up so fast, right?
100%. There's nothing I like to do more than buy vehicles.
Okay.
Because for me, it's like the Super Bowl of negotiation. Okay. Yeah. I literally write down tactics that I'm going to try.
Okay.
And I just fire these tactics at these guys. And dealer invoice, I get. When was this thing last on sale? I search the entire nation for deals.
Nice.
Okay. I'll get a deal that on a truck that was in Kentucky, I'll buy it in Utah for the same price. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's all based on that same buyer tactic of thinking of the history and all the other things that I put together. That, your price doesn't apply in this case.
Yeah.
All these things that work. Okay.
Okay. Very cool.
Okay. So let's switch gears real quick and just talk about, because I would feel like I'm a bad person if I gave you a tip that was just seller or just buyer.
Right.
Seller strategies. Okay. So I want to talk to you about changing the nature of the deal. Okay. There's a tactic called expanding the pie. Mm-hmm. Hey, we were talking about the tile work on your kitchen, Luke. Mm-hmm. I might be able to make you a little deal on the tile work if you throw in the granite work as well.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before you were going to hire 2 companies, now you're going to hire 1 company. I'm expanding the pie.
Yep.
Right? I get the countertop deal and the tile deal. My contract is bigger. I might be able to give you a little bit of a deal. You see how that works?
Definitely.
That's a great seller strategy.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, you need to follow my other tips, which are finding the information. What else are they needing done? What else is going on around you?
Yeah.
Right? What other items are they planning? Okay.
Yeah. Could this be like a free thing? Like, oh, your price for the backsplash is too high, Luke. Well, I noticed you have a shower that needs recaulking. We'll throw that in.
Sure.
Something like that. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Cashy. Sorry, that's my dog.
Okay. No problem.
All right. So let's see. Broadening the problem. This is an interesting thing. When you start introducing different quality levels to your specifications, you got to be careful because I don't want you using crap materials. All right. Because you can lose more money than you could ever save. So be careful. But I do suggest that people have packages that they sell. All right. Yeah. So I have a lifetime warranty package. I have a 10-year warranty package. I have a 5-year warranty package, and I have a taillight package. Right? Now I'm going to use quality materials all the way throughout because if you ever try to really dumb down materials, you'll actually give that money back to them in spades.
Yeah.
But when your pricing has tiers, you have ways to move up and move down quickly by changing the specification and not necessarily lowering your price.
Right.
Or your margin. Let's talk margin, not price.
Like
you can lower your price and not lower your margin. Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Tie a string to it. This is a great tactic. Look, I will give you that same backsplash thing, right? Yeah. I will give you the backsplash if you give me this. If you don't give me that, I tied a string to that deal. I'm pulling it back. You don't get it. You see how this? So tie a string to it. Ask for something in return is really big. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll do this for you if you can do this for me. All right? Yeah. Always look for that and make it obviously a positive situation.
Yeah.
Be super careful with take it or leave it. Guys, I watch Tile Geeks and all these other misfits and all the and Global Tile Posse. I've seen people post, "Oh man, I'm getting crunched by a customer. They said my price was too high." And then the first thing that people say is, "Just tell them take it or leave it."
Yeah.
I will tell you have to be careful because take it or leave it builds a big amount of resentment. So in order to avoid take it or leave it, if you feel at all, if your spidey senses at all say you're going to get a take it or leave it, build fat into your deal so that you can absolutely know, hey, I'm going to give this guy another 3% off or 5% off. And you build it in. And as you're doing your delivery of price, you're saying, he says, rather than saying take it or leave it, you say, I'll tell you what, you're a good customer. I'm going to make this concession when you're actually planning for it.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of a long tip too. Sorry, Luke.
Oh, no worries. I'm loving it.
The last thing I would say, and this is in no way complete, but the last thing I would say is counter nibble.
Okay.
All right. When a guy, remember that tip that I said, I build this suit, I get a tie with that. Yeah. You can also counter nibble by adding things to your project as well, but careful how you do it. Okay. Yeah. I get to put a sign in your front yard for advertisement. Mm-hmm. That's a little nibble. Doesn't cost them anything. You could do it. Helps your business. Those kind of things. Careful how you deploy it, but it can work. So some big things. When people are nibbling you, that suit, if I was a suit seller, I would say, look, a suit is a suit and a tie is a tie. Yeah. If you'd like a tie, I will happily sell you a tie. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You can actually call them out on the nibble. Mm-hmm. I suggest that people publish price lists that gives them authority. I suggest that people always figure out some way to say I have a limited authority. Yeah. Even if you say, hey man, I got to report to my wife. Yeah. That's a limited authority in my house, my friend.
Yeah. What do you suggest? What are your feelings on showcasing your prices right on your website? I mean, are you talking that public, or do you have an opinion?
I don't love that idea. Pricing to me is more of an intimate thing. I like people to bring a published price list. Like like, for example, I had a very professional architect in arrangement for this house remodel that I did.
Uh-huh.
And even they were like, look, this is what our kitchens usually run. And I think a lot of times it was a way to soften. It's also a tactic called anchoring.
Okay.
If you've ever heard of anchoring. So, for example, if I'm going to be looking for a car and the first thing that the guy says on the lot is, oh yeah, these are our cars that are $70,000. They've anchored a price in your mind that you now are going to be working around. Okay. I suggest that people do that as well. So you may say, well, typical countertop costs $70 a square foot, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you come in at $30 a square foot,
Yeah.
you've anchored them at 70, you come at 30, they feel like you're giving them the best deal ever.
Okay.
Which, by the way, is a great way to soften accurate pricing. Because a lot of times the people get resentment on pricing just simply because they have no frame of reference. They've watched HGTV. They've seen people do jobs in 3 days for $500 that are complete wing remodels. These jack idiots that they do on HGTV. So their anchor is all wrong. So if you re-anchor them on reality, you're going to, not only that, in some cases, you just won't waste your time. There are some customers that just have such an unrealistic expectation of what it costs to do a job that if you anchor them in the beginning, you can help them. So,
okay. Yeah.
So we talked about a whole lot in this one, and maybe too much, but I'm more than happy to listen to the comments, or you guys make comments, and if there's anything else that you want to see as examples or go deeper, I'm more than happy to do that.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Ron, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback through Instagram and Facebook and private messages. So I know people are enjoying these, and once again, like Ron said, let us know if you want a certain question answered. We'd be happy to take that question and expand on it for 10 minutes. No problem.
Cool.
All right, Ron, have a good day.
Thanks, Luke.